Hardcore music is referred to as a subgenre of punk rock, but over time has branched itself out and should no longer be considered insignificant. In this presentation, you'll learn about the style of music, what it is, what it's all about, and why people like it. And then I'm going to tell you why you should try it out for yourself. Here's a pretty good example of a early hardcore punk band, and the reason I say they're very punk is because of the way their guitar sounds. It's very telling. The tone of the guitar, the repetition, lots of repetition in this song. And it's all pretty simple. Anyone could play that rhythm on the guitar there. Uh, if you listen to the very end, the lyrics almost sound like he's kind of making a silly voice, but all of that's intentional. He's meaning to do that. He doesn't normally sound like that. It's just part of the artist's vision. In the late 1970s, certain punk bands became disinterested in the monotony of the punk scene, favoring fast-paced and more precise beats, crushing breakdowns, and often slow and relaxing bridges. The new style of music began to emerge. The music was more clear, more complicated, with somehow more distortion. In the 1980s, LA, New York, DC, and Boston all were featuring the new style of heavy music. Some hardcore bands completely separated themselves from most of the punk scene by advertising themselves as straight edge, practicing abstinence from drugs and tattooing or painting black X's on their hands. The most important thing to understand about hardcore is that it is often very emotional music. Anger and loss are common topics for hardcore bands, but they can also sing about happy times as well. Now, for this example, the music is pretty tame, pretty laid back. I'd say it's a pretty laid back rock rhythm for the instruments. Now, when he starts to come in and sing, he almost sounds like he has a very whiny voice, and I really want to enunciate that that's intentional. He's probably is whining about something in his song, and it's just all part of the artist's vision and how he sings is sure you can laugh at it and sometimes it is funny, but the point is he's trying to display a certain feeling towards his audience. Although certain aspects were more clear than most punk songs, understanding the vocals to this new type of hardcore music did not become any easier to decipher. In my personal opinion, hardcore is certainly one of the most difficult types of music to understand and fully appreciate. One must be able to take their time to listen to each instrument playing separately and then understand how they all fit together, play off of each other, and this is true in different ways for all hardcore bands. Sometimes you'll never be able to even decipher the lyrics to a hardcore song without looking it up. Another common occurrence is not finding any lyrics available to a particular song whatsoever. I think the lyrics are what gives the song its atmosphere. What the artist is saying is important, but you, the listener, must take the time to research this to fully appreciate just a single song. Being able to relate to the artist, how they feel, can especially make a listener enjoy themselves, and hardcore accomplishes this well. The history of some hardcore bands is pretty interesting. They do some pretty crazy, innovative things. For example, Jeromes Dream, which is a pillar of the hardcore scene, used to play their music and scream over it without the use of a microphone. This gave them an exclusive sound to the band, but eventually the main singer damaged his vocal cords so badly that he could no longer continue singing this way. I personally really enjoyed that intro. Very heavy, um, very thick intro. I don't know how else to describe it, but I bet you wouldn't know that he was singing in Italian. It was an Italian hardcore band. So, so singing is almost think of the singing almost like an instrument in and of itself. Sometimes the lyrics are fun to look up and try to understand what they're saying or the ideas they're trying to get across specifically, but other times it's nice to just listen to the music and go with the flow. Another interesting fact about a different band called The Spirit of Versailles. They were from Tallahassee. They had a big hardcore scene there. They always played without the use of the guitar picks. If you play guitar, you'll know that this will drastically change how your instrument is heard. It is usually used for strumming chords to a country song or finger picking individual strings to make beautiful sounds. While the Spirit of Versailles did make beautiful and emotional finger picking bridges in their music, they would play their heavy breakdowns and all the rest with no pick. This is a difficult feat with the music they play. Just like any new type of music, be it techno, rap, black metal, the listener must open their minds to new ideas and experiences in order to enjoy the music to its full potential. I think that you should give a few hardcore bands a try and try to be open to new ideas. Hardcore music has evolved, and there are many subgenres in and of itself, such as screamo, metalcore, post-hardcore, and my personal favorite, emotive hardcore. Now, and there are many other ones other than just those. They all have one thing in common. They are all classified as heavy music, lyrically, musically, or emotionally. They're not afraid to share their feelings and will do so loudly and without remorse.